Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about one of the greatest actors of all time, Clint Eastwood, and counting down his top 10 movies. Clint Eastwood is a Hollywood legend who has been entertaining audiences for decades with his iconic roles and incredible performances. So grab some popcorn and get ready to dive into the world of Clint Eastwood movies. Starting off our list at number 10 is The Mule. The Mule was a somewhat unusual project for Eastwood, as he returned to acting to play the lead role of Earl Stone, who had been the subject of one of the most bizarre true stories set within the drug war that had hit headlines in recent memory. At the age of 87, the former veteran and horticulturalist Leo Sharp became a drug mule for a Mexican cartel and helped to smuggle merchandise over the border. Eastwood inserts a reflective element to the film that makes the film both funnier and more emotional as a result. Stone is forced to prioritize spending time with his family when he realizes how little time he has left.
Officer, hi.
You need help?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
What do you got there?
Pecans.
Coming in at number 9 is Escape from Alcatraz. Escape from Alcatraz was one of the best movies from 1979, which is saying something, because it was a strong year for cinema overall. It's a heavily dramatized take on an infamous real-life escape attempt from the famed Alcatraz prison in the San Francisco Bay, which occurred in the early 1960s. It gets away with some historical inaccuracies, given it never feels like it's trying too hard to be based on a true story, and also, it's just super entertaining as is. It was one of the best movies Eastwood did with director Don Siegel. They made 4 films together between 1968 and 1971, with Escape from Alcatraz also being their last.
I'm gonna have to make some dummy heads, make them out of plaster, or cardboard, or whatever.
At number 8, we have Gran Torino. Just as a certain Best Picture-winning movie from 1992 gave Eastwood a chance to say a bittersweet farewell to the kinds of characters he used to play in westerns, Gran Torino feels partially designed to give a character like Dirty Harry Callahan a fitting send-off. There is a familiarity to the character Eastwood plays here, sure, but it's given a new spin owing to the fact that it's a film about getting older, falling behind on changing times, and finding redemption. Eastwood plays a Korean War veteran who gradually befriends a neighboring Southeast Asian family and assists them when they come under threat from local gangs. It's bittersweet and very sentimental. Some might also call it cheesy.
Want to be super spade or something? These guys don't want to be your bro, and I don't blame them. Now get your old fade patty ass on down.
Next up at number 7 is, we have A Fistful of Dollars. A definitive spaghetti western classic that made Eastwood a movie star and also established filmmaker Sergio Leone as one to keep an eye out for. A Fistful of Dollars is pretty great, to say the least. It also serves to kick off the Dollars trilogy in style, following Eastwood's character attempting to take out 2 different gangs who are disturbing the peace in a small town by playing them off against each other. For as good as A Fistful of Dollars is, it's probably the worst of the 3 Eastwood and Leone collaborations. However, calling such a significant film the worst in any capacity feels wrong, so maybe it's just better to say that the movies that follow in 1965 and 1966 respectively are somehow even better.
If you apologize like I know you're going to, I might convince him that you really didn't mean it.
Coming in at number 6 is The Bridge of Madison County. The Bridges of Madison County is likely the most romance-heavy film Clint Eastwood has ever directed and or starred in. He does both here. As such, it distinguishes itself pretty clearly from his more action-oriented films, given he makes films within the crime, war, western, and thriller genres far more often. Here, he stars with Meryl Streep in a movie about a married woman having a brief but intense affair with a photographer when he comes to the area to take photographs for National Geographic. It shows that Eastwood probably could have made a career out of making romance films if he'd wanted to, because The Bridges of Madison County proves to be a surprisingly moving and effective film.
I don't want to need you.
What?
Because I can't have you.
At number 5, we have The Outlaw Josey Wales. The Outlaw Josey Wales is a violent and action-packed western, having the kind of edge that made the Dollars trilogy from the 1960s stand out. Clint Eastwood directed the film and played its titular character, a western anti-hero who protects the downtrodden in a lawless West through, often, violent means. It's one of Eastwood's toughest and most intense westerns, and it's those qualities that help it stand out. Narratively, it might not sound particularly great or unique, but it's the style and the commitment to showing the brutality of the Old West that helps it shine and ultimately endure as one of Eastwood's best westerns.
Good. 'Cause I ain't hauling you all over hell's creation, dribbling blood over half of Missouri.
Next up at number 4 is Unforgiven. One could quite easily argue that Unforgiven is Clint Eastwood's best movie, or at least very close to the number 1 spot. It's one of 2 movies directed by, and starring, Eastwood that won Best Picture at the Academy Awards, and tells the story of an aging ex-bounty hunter coming out of retirement to track down the men responsible for a brutal attack on a prostitute in a small town. Unforgiven's also remarkable for its supporting cast, with Morgan Freeman and Gene Hackman both delivering great performances. Hackman won an Oscar for his role. It's a difficult film to find fault with, being a tense, exciting, and emotional western with great characters, excellently written dialogue, and a very memorable climax.
All of a thing killing a man. You take away all he's got, and all he's ever gonna have.
Coming in at number 3 is Dirty Harry. The Dirty Harry series is undeniably iconic, though most would agree it's not exactly consistent. At least the first sequel, 1973's Magnum Force, is quite good, but not as great as the original from 1971, which is easily the best of the Dirty Harry movies, with the title character probably being Eastwood's most iconic non-Western role. Dirty Harry follows Harry Callahan, a no-nonsense and often brutal cop going after a terrifyingly dangerous murderer known as the Scorpio Killer, who's been indiscriminately targeting victims in San Francisco with a sniper rifle. Of the 5 collaborations between Eastwood and director Don Siegel, this was definitely their best, and holds up as a very satisfying crime/action movie.
Doesn't play any favorites. Harry hates everybody. Limeys, Nicks, Hebes, Fat Dagos, niggers, honkies, chinks.
At number 2, we have $1 Million Baby, an amazing sports drama that proves riveting regardless of how much you're invested in boxing. $1 Million Baby was Eastwood's second film to win Best Picture at the Oscars. It follows an aging trainer who begins coaching a very ambitious young female boxer, with the film being about her attempts to go pro. It sounds straightforward, and narratively it is. But it's all in the execution here, with the skilled direction, amazing performances, and compelling screenplay all working together to make $1 Million Baby something special. It's one of the best sports movies of all time, and is more than worthy of all the praise that's been heaped upon it over the years.
I knew I shouldn't have done it, her being a girl and all. Everything kept telling me not to. Everything but you.
And finally, coming in at number 1 is The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly. Regardless of what category it was competing in, when it comes to rankings, very few movies can top The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly in any real way. It's one of the most epic and exciting westerns of all time, following three entertaining yet morally corrupt characters as they race each other to a fortune of gold buried out in the desert. It's an extremely funny movie. It's very tense in parts. It has incredibly quotable dialogue, is impeccably well directed, and also features some of the most memorable characters of all time. Eli Wallach as Tuco completely steals the show. It's everything great about cinema rolled into one movie, and showcases Sergio Leone, Ennio Morricone, and Clint Eastwood, at least as far as acting is concerned, all at the top of their game. It's a truly great film, and the single best one that Eastwood's ever been a part of.
Way back to town is only 70 miles. You know, if you save your breath, I feel a man like you could manage it. Adios.
Well, that's it for our top 10 Clint Eastwood movies. Let us know in the comments which of these films is your favorite. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more movie content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.